Good morning. Thank you very much, Allison, Robbie, and Chip. Thank you so much for coming over. Really appreciate you taking out time for this. I think it's very important, especially in these times. It's very important to basically give away, basically give back to society what we are doing right now. We caught up for a small call last week, and I know you guys are pivoting. Some are doing very great. Some are doing great work. Some of you have learned few lessons. Some of you wanna give back to society because you have learned a lot of things in the last 5 months and in last few years of your entrepreneurship. I would like to start with the woman on the panel first. Allison, let's talk about you and your business first. What do you do? What platform do you use? And what's your why? Why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah, so it's a wholesale manufacturing company. It's called Dona, Bela Shreds, one N and one L. So what we do is we upcycle textile remnants and create fashion accessories. They're called shreds. So it's kind of a type of scarf and headband, different types of accessories as well. And yeah, no, we sell primarily. We've been selling to retailers across the US. That's 90% of our business has been wholesale. So yeah, and then 10% has been, direct to consumers through our website. So that kind of breaks it down. We're in about 1,000 small retail locations wide, mostly boutiques, apparel shops, gift shops, and yeah, that's the first part of the question. What else am I missing here?
Why are you doing what you're doing? So we have gone through your website, and you're creating fashion accessories through leftover, if I can say so, the pieces, and making them beautiful pieces for women to sport on. Why are you doing this business? What's your why?
Yeah, no, I mean, I knew I wanted to be a business person. I knew I wanted to own my own business. I wanted to make money. And the number one thing was I wanted something I could be passionate about, something I can wear, something I could talk about. And I came across these textile remnants. And I was traveling with my husband, and they looked beautiful. They were just a big mess on the floor, and they looked beautiful. They looked comfortable, and I thought, first, this is crazy that textile remnants get thrown away, and these they're beautiful, and I thought I could make something with them. So yeah, started to test some different products, and yeah, launched Shreds. So that's why we started.
Excellent. So 90% of your business is wholesale, and 10% is you do online through your website. What platform do you use?
We use Shopify.
Shopify. How many people come to your website? What's your customer base on Shopify?
Oh gosh. At this point, I would have to do numbers.
Approximately.
Within like a month, goodness, it's got to be somewhere like around 10,000.
10,000.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
10 to 20,000. Yeah, I need to double check. Sorry.
Excellent. Great. Chip, let's hear from you. What do you do, Chip, and why do you do it, and what platform do you use?
So we're Spiceology. We obviously are in the spice business. We have two main buyers. We have consumers and we have chefs, and they buy for different reasons. Consumers primarily buy from us because we have really delicious, innovative blends that they've never tried before. We started the company with a smoky honey habanero. We introduced a raspberry chipotle. We've got the world's first Cajun seasoning with real dehydrated blue cheese called Black and Blue. And I could go on for hours. It's really about innovation and flavor. We like to say you could have a piece of chicken every night for dinner for a month or 2 months, and every meal would taste different if you really embrace our blends. So consumers buy us because we make cooking fun. We make an average home cook like really shine. Chefs, on the other hand, buy from us because of the quality of the product and the selection. They are traditionally buying their spices from broadline distributors who sell them the same folks that sell cleaning detergent and toilet paper, and they treat spices very much the same way as a commodity. And we're not out looking for the lowest price product. We're looking for the best product. And chefs are very proud of what they do. They're proud of the food that they put out, and they want high quality ingredients. So we've got a brand that resonates with both. I think that most people that come across the Spiceology brand, our periodic table of flavor, makes them smile. And when they try our product, they fall in love. So it's we're having a fun time engaged. Why we do it? We think that that the spice industry has become very tired and stale. Spices used to be everything. It was the world's first currency, and now people don't wake up thinking about what spice am I going to use. It's kind of just become this commodity, and there's an opportunity to breathe life into the category, and that's what we're doing. Our platform currently is Shopify Plus. 2 weeks from now, we will be on BigCommerce. So making a transition from Shopify to BigCommerce.
Excellent. Excellent. I'll come back to you with follow-up questions to you, Chip. Let's jump to Robbie. Robbie, how are you doing this morning?
Doing great. How are you? This is
Excellent.
awesome. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, Robbie. Thank you for coming over. Robbie, what do you do and what's your why?
Sure. I'm the co-founder of Tenzo. We are a matcha company based in Santa Monica. We started about 4 years ago. My co-founder and I are both competitive athletes. So we played volleyball together at UCLA. I played professionally after for a couple of years, and we always knew we needed to be our best and have the energy and focus to perform at our highest level. We were constantly getting weighed down with all these unhealthy forms of caffeine, like coffee and energy drinks, pre-workouts. You just honestly feel like crap, and caffeine lasts like this long and you crash. So we would have matches and games where our coach would give us coffee before we started playing. And by the second and third set, we're crashing. We have a headache, a stomach ache. So we always knew we wanted something better. So a couple of years after school, we discovered matcha, and it kind of fit all of our core value props you're looking for. It's got a lot of amazing caffeine, L-theanine to keep you like stable and calm through the caffeine boost. And then it comes loaded with antioxidants. So a lot of our customers really love the healthy energy alternative, and it just makes you feel great, and it allows you to be your best self. So we currently sell matcha powder. We specialize just in powder. So we worked with a Japanese tea master to create proprietary blends of matcha that we sell online, direct to consumer through subscription. We're built on Shopify, and we do a lot of wholesale to coffee shops and cafes, which obviously has taken a turn during Corona economy. And then we also do a lot of big bulk partnerships where we provide the matcha for companies to make their own matcha flavored or matcha focused products.
Excellent. Excellent, Robbie. Robbie, what's your customer base on your site?
We do like 50 to 60,000 web visitors a month at this point.
Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for the fabulous introduction. Now people know that what you guys do, what platform you use, what's the traffic and all of that. So now they can relate to your answers. Excellent. Chip, you're moving from Shopify Plus to BigCommerce. Why?
We need the flexibility. I think Shopify is a really good platform for starting out, but anytime you want to do something even partially sophisticated, you've got guardrails that go all the way up to the ceiling. As long as you are comfortable staying within the guardrails that they provided for you, you can be on Shopify for a long time. But if you want to do anything innovative, not even innovative, give you an example. I mentioned we sell to consumers and chefs. I'd like to be able to identify that Robbie is a consumer and Allison's a chef, and actually just append that record inside of my database. Can't do that. Simple things like that. And so as we're growing, we have the need to do more custom, and we feel that BigCommerce gives us that opportunity.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's been tough for us because we had with Shopify, we have two separate websites. So we have a wholesale just to log in because you can't do everything all on one site, which would make much more sense for us just financially with all the apps and everything. So we have two. We would want to do one.
And with us, we're the same boat. We have our wholesale built on Sin 7, which is a whole nother system because we can't do both on Shopify. That's interesting to hear BigCommerce can handle that. Actually, I was curious what the answer is going to be, but that makes sense.
They've got a B2B solution that is pretty robust. But still capable of being managed by companies that are not tech forward.
Great.
Excellent, excellent. So that's a takeaway from this discussion, that if you want to have a flexibility and you want to deal with wholesale separately, you can have a separate website for wholesale and a separate website for retail. Excellent. Any of you guys are funded, or you're using your own money, or being bootstrapped? Or Allison, are you funded?
No, bootstrap.
Robbie?
We're decently well funded. We've raised almost $2 million at this point. We had a family and friends round, and then we finished our seed. We got our seed round cut short when Corona started. And then we were able to get some very beneficial government loans to kind of finish out our round. But yeah, it's been great. We've had a lot of great growth and success, and we're really happy to have a lot of support.
Excellent. Chip, you've been funded, or you putting your own money?
We have been funded. We raised a seed round in 2017 and are just about to close our Series A, August 31st.
Congratulations.
Oh.
Excellent. 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 Now, let's talk about this a bit. Allison, did you choose to be bootstrapped, or is that by design or by default?
I kind of played it safe, and then it got successful. So I just reinvested, and the timing it worked out. So yeah.
Where do you see yourself, your business in next 5 years? You want to exit the business, or you want to keep running it?
I don't know. We're kind of open. We have another business called Rerope, where we upcycle our upcycled textile remnants. So we're starting kind of different businesses as well. But I don't know. I don't know, but I definitely know we want to grow. We definitely need to elevate in terms of sales and bigger partnerships, and make a pivot from the smaller guys and get some bigger relationships is the goal. So
excellent. Chip, there are two philosophies. Somebody, especially when we take, let's say, investors' money, you either want to keep adding more and more customers, and keep burning more cash, like burn more cash, get more customers, burn more cash, get more customers, without thinking much about profitability. Some people also think about profitability and bottom line. What do you do in your business? What's your strategy? Profitability versus growth, and aggressive growth.
We're focused on growth, but we're also focused on profitability. You need to have a balance. But we're not interested in building a lifestyle business. We think there's a huge opportunity in this space to be a disruptor. It's a big market. It's a $23 billion market worldwide, just in spices. And we are just a very, very, very small fraction. So we got plenty of greenfield opportunity to grow the business out there, but not at the expense of profitability. We're raising a nice round now that gets us to cash flow break even.
All right. So you're breaking even already?
No, this round will get us there.
Okay, excellent. So do you grow your spices yourself, or do you use somebody else's spices and sell on your platform?
We have a network of suppliers that we work with we have over 300 different SKUs. So we definitely leverage partners for the curation of the right spices, and we create the blends ourselves.
Excellent. Do you ever foresee yourself being a marketplace for spices? Let's say you allow all these 300 folks to sell on your platform, and you be the marketplace for them. No. Would that be a good idea? Would you suggest, so like somebody like you So this is for our viewers specific. Someone like you who is sourcing spices from 300 different sources. Would you advise them to become a marketplace someday?
You know, I think the marketplace business is controlled by a few big guys, and unless you've got something really compelling to differentiate yourself, I don't know.
But that's your niche. Spice is your niche.
What's that?
I'm saying spice is your niche. It's your USP. So you think so if you're talking about marketplace, the one word that comes to our mind is Amazon and Alibaba, right? But people are also, we have been doing a lot of webinars and people are now trying to, let's say there's a marketplace for organic food, okay? Just organic food, very, very specific, very, very niche. So that's not in your plans and you are not considering that at the moment.
Nope, we're not.
Excellent.
Someone wants
Robbie,
to do it?
yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Robbie, what's your take on that? So you said you're taking you're taking some money from the investors. Are you did you meet your have you had a break even or you're still burning cash?
Yeah, that's a good question. We were fortunate actually end of last year, end of 2019, to really shift toward focus and profitability. A lot of the fundraising that we have taken is just really to supply these massive bulk deals we're working with our large partners that are much bigger than us. So in terms of inventory costs and supporting cash flow, it's been a huge focus for us in terms of fundraising. But generally speaking, I think, this last year has taught all businesses in the world that this plan of just raise money and burn it unprofitably until you grow it comes to a screeching halt. You can't do that anymore. And all these companies are learning extremely fast that the money dries up. The valuations just completely tanked. People that were like growing and building and planning to just acquire customers are in a really hard spot because they're not profitable. So we were fortunate really make a big switch last year, really lean our team out and lean our company out. So we kind of set up into this year. We went remote in January. And so now we're just like break even, becoming more and more profitable and really thinking about raising money to grow. One of the bigger changes in our company was, especially with subscription, it's like really understanding your payback period and understanding when those customers become profitable. So now we're operating in a very quick payback period. And we know that if we put in some money, we're going to get X profit from those customers after a certain amount of months. So that's been a huge change. And yeah, I would honestly really recommend all companies, profitability couldn't be more important. You got to stay really fluid, and especially when everything tanks, you don't want to be relying on outside investment because they're going to totally rip your company apart and take control of it.
Excellent. Excellent piece of advice from Robbie. Thank you very much. Allison, if you could change one thing about your business, what would that be? The customers, your maybe your customers, your vendors, or maybe your price point. If you could change one thing about your business, what would that be?
Yeah, I think like at this point, looking for it's tough, and I hate to say this because we've had so many great relationships with all the retailers that continually year after year, put our product in their stores. They're struggling right now. We're struggling right now. But again, I know I mentioned this earlier, but shifting to, like with Robbie, you've got some bigger partners or I don't know if they're retailers or whatever they are, but it's definitely, that's the goal right now. And that's going to be the strategy shift. So it's just finding that right partner and kind of and making the move forward, because right now it's a little stagnant. So it's actually getting in there, but then also making sure that you close the deal. So that's where we're at. But don't tell my retail that. But
sure. So the last 5 months have not been very good for you, Allison. So what's your plan for the future? What should people who are struggling at the moment, e-commerce businesses or businesses which are struggling at the moment, what would you advise them?
yeah, so our business, fashion accessories. And I mean, I've sat in on meetings with different economists and whatnot, but you don't need to be an economist to understand that these next 6 months are going to be tragic. I mean, it's not going to be good. So, I mean, what can you do? You can't really control that. So what you can control, we can do something with our online retail channel. So all of those trade shows, and I mean, we'll spend, thousands, it's 10,000 just to get a booth at, one of the trade shows, and all the trade shows are canceled. So, looking at profitability, looking at our finances, we're down. We're down a lot, about probably 50%. So, but again, our cash flow, we're okay. And we're going to just kind of reinvest in more, online advertising. So Facebook or social media ads, Google. So we've already kind of seen it turn. So our retail website, we're up 50%. So that's great. Yeah, and I know I just kind of got off topic again, because now I'm going back to your initial question. I'm going, okay, where am I going with this? What can you tell me what the, sorry, it's been a long day already. So.
it's just morning for you.
I know, it's only like it's 12:30, but it's been a long morning. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So sorry.
I was asking you, what advice would you give to people whose businesses are suffering at the moment?
Okay, so innovation, if you can do it with your product, there's got to be a way. So we're introducing some new product lines because we have an abundance of this material. So our whole business is we upcycle textile remnants. We have tons and tons, warehouse full of this material. So what else can we make with this material? Because again, fashion accessories, scarves aren't doing well. Our lowest priced item, which is $8 retail, is a headband. Headbands are flying out the door. So, okay, let's capitalize on that. But can we, what can we make? I've got kids at home, and there's going to be a lot of people with kids at home, and there's all of, like, back in March, just trying to find activities to do with kids. It's been tough, or things got back ordered. So we're going to take our material and we're launching kind of kits, do-it-yourself kits. We're launching it next week. So it's like nail string art, where you can take a board. We're partnering with another company and they're creating the kits. We're providing the material. It's like a string art. Or taking the material and cutting it up and making scrunchies. Great. Macrame. People are loving macrame right now. So we're taking our material, putting the instructions together, a lot of graphic design hours in there, but we're doing plant macrame kits. So I'm hustling, essentially. So I'm putting it out there. I'm going to do whatever I can control. And at the end of the day, I can go, okay, I tried my best to do what I can do. And, and then I'm just going to let whatever, everything else is out of my control. So as long as I can handle cash flow and we can make it through and survive, that's great. So yeah, I don't know. It's just being innovative, hustle, and then just know when you can't control something. So.
Excellent. Innovation and keep hustling and stop never. Those are some of the pieces of advice from Allison. Robbie, how's your business last 5 months? What are you up to?
Yeah, so kind of theme of the day today is things are changing. So for us, back in January, we had over half our business coming from coffee shops and juice bars and stuff. And e-commerce was growing and significant, but wasn't like our main focus. And to kind of bounce off Allison's point too, I think it's really important. Like there's going to be winners during this time. There's going to be losers, and the people that can really pivot and turn and bet on something that's in the way the world is moving, you're going to be rewarded significantly, and you'll gain a lot of customers and build your brand. And I think like it's really important to kind of go in the way the world's moving. You don't want to be fighting an uphill battle. So kind of like being open and allowing yourself to be pushed in the right direction. So for us, like for like the first 3 months, we took our head of sales and he started writing copy for us for all of our e-commerce marketing, writing emails, writing infographics, materials, how to make kits, because he loves teaching baristas how to make matcha. He's like the best at it, you know? So we had him put all his energy into just designing marketing materials. He couldn't do the designing, but he put a lot of value into that. So our entire team just went and switched, you know, for 3 or 4 months. And it had a lot of great benefits. We've grown our e-commerce channel like 300% or over 100% a month the last like 3 or 4 months in a row. And we're really hitting stride there. And it's become, I mean, it went from being 10% of our business to like, I guess 20% to like 60% in like 4 months. So I think, yeah, it's been really exciting, and we know we have a lot of room to grow and scale there. And I personally have just been really focusing on profitability and our cost of goods, not doing bigger numbers, just really finding better manufacturers to reduce costs, improve our 3PL costs, get everything kind of in line so that, you know, as we scale and every customer requiring, we're just that much better set up to keep doing it in the future, knowing that money is scarce, investors are hiding, and it's really on us to, you know, make it happen.
Excellent, excellent. Before I go to Chip, let me ask a poll question to our audience and to you as well. All right, so here is the first poll that I'm launching. Hopefully you can see it. So do you know which customers you're losing? So you guys are getting customers online to shop from you. Do you know which ones are never going to come back to you again? Do you know which customers you're losing? Your online shoppers you're losing. Are you guys able to answer the question? Allison, Robbie, Chip? Okay, cool.
That's a tough question because I feel like we do a pretty good job targeting our marketing so that, you know, it's only a matter of time before someone makes a purchase. Maybe that's just a little bit biased in terms of how good our product is.
Okay, so I end the poll now and I will share the results. So 80% of us do not know which customers we're losing.
Yeah.
All right. So see, what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of people come and shop from us, from our e-stores, from our Shopify stores and Magento stores and other stores, and they never come back. And we don't know which ones will never come back. Today they have come and shopped. They have shopped matcha tea and spices and your fashion accessories, but we don't know which ones will never come back. So Enalito has a software product which gets installed onto Shopify, Magento, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, and is able to do your product and customer segmentations. And using those segmentations, you would exactly know which customers are never going to come back. And then you can also send them a marketing campaign through SMS or through email and bring them back on your site before you lose them. So that was the objective of asking the question that how can we retain the customers which you're about to lose? Cool.
How do you know who's left? Have they identified themselves, or do you have some DMP that you're tapping into or some data source?
Yes. So we have a software tool called Enalito, and it gets installed onto your e-commerce site. And then we start monitoring the behavior of each and every customer, each and every shopper who's coming online. Based upon their behavior, when did they come to your website? What did they buy last time? What did they browse? How much time they spent on your site? Based upon a lot of parameters, we are able to categorize that these customers are never going to come back. And these customers have very less likelihood of coming back. So then we target those people and we send them in a very, very specific and very personalized email marketing campaign to bring them back on a site and make them shop again.
That's cool. Great.
Excellent. So Chip, how is your business the last 5 months? What have you learned in the last 5 months?
We've learned a lot. We're fortunate to have a couple of different channels that we focus on: the consumer and the food service. Food service has been down. No surprise that the restaurants have been impacted, as Robbie shared. They felt the same sort of retraction. Did not go down as much as we had anticipated. And we're seeing a nice steady climb upwards, despite the COVID insanity that's going on right now. But consumer has really taken off. I could basically take everything Robbie said and just swap out Tenzo and put in Spiceology. We just we've always had a strong consumer business, but it was not where we were focused. We were really focused on the B2B channel. And when COVID hit, we recognized that we needed to really become experts at the consumer side. And we've made that pivot. Without abandoning our food service roots. We still believe that there's a huge opportunity in food service. And the good news for us is we're going to emerge from COVID with two very strong channels that we know a lot about, as opposed to a kind of a more of that food service focused segment.
Excellent. Chip, one follow-up question on this. You said your primary targets were chefs and consumers, and then you chose to focus on consumers because restaurants were not doing good. Now, do you do ads? Should we do ads, or do you do ads like Google ads, Facebook ads? Which ads do you use? In other words, where do you buy your customers from? We're all buying customers, right? So where do you buy your customers from?
Look, we got a huge social presence. We got 175,000 followers on Instagram, so it's a brand that very much resonates with both of those constituents. And our social presence is a big piece of the of our marketing efforts. But we advertise through all the traditional channels on Facebook and Instagram and Google.
Which one works best for you?
It really depends on which who we're focused on. When focusing on chefs, LinkedIn is more powerful and more effective.
And now
Instagram continues to be a very strong channel. We got a product that is right in the middle of beautiful foods, and we help make beautiful foods, and so it's something that consumers seek out and spend time with on the social channels.
If I give you, let's say $100, would you spend $100 for your ads on Facebooks and Googles, or would you spend $100 for your content marketing and SEO?
Well, content continues to be king, and so content is a very important driver, but you don't want to spend all $100 on content. You want a nice mix, and there's no easy cookie cutter answer for that. You just need to analyze your business and analyze the specific channels and test different things and just iterate based on your learnings.
Excellent. Allison, where do you spend your marketing budget, on content, SEO, or ads? Which takes the major portion of your marketing budget?
Again, it's got to be the mix, just like Chip said. But we work with a developer, and then it's a pretty even budget between Google and then social media ads. So,
Robbie, what about you?
A mix. We try to really leverage like user generated content too, kind of our ambassadors and our tribe. We are shifting more heavily toward better branded content at this point, because everything's starting to click. And once the engine starts really turning on, you kind of build that extra spend where you can go and invest. The hard part starting off, I think, is it's really hard to see the return on the investment for content, unless it's like Chip and you're going viral, on Instagram with really cool, amazing posts. But Tenzo is also great in that sense. It's bright green and it's really kind of appealing to look at. But I'd say we're more heavily invested in paid acquisition right now. Primarily Facebook and Instagram are the best. We also do a good chunk on Pinterest, especially for top of funnel. A lot of people are, searching Pinterest for fun recipes and cool new ideas, especially in quarantines. We've seen a lot of good warm leads from that channel as well.
Excellent. Robbie, you are on Shopify. So which Shopify apps do you love?
Great question. Well, I guess I'll start off with Recharge. They handle all our subscription. So a large chunk of our business is subscription focused. They handle all the recurring payments and all that kind of stuff. We use Klaviyo for email marketing. They've been really great. My co-founder actually runs most of our apps, and he's a huge app king. So wish he was here to kind of break you down. But we have upsell apps, like abandoned cart apps, like the whole 9 yards. We just started on Reversion for affiliate marketing. Trying to think. I'll try and think of some more, but for now, yeah, really focused on
Sure.
increasing the average cart size and generating exposure.
Excellent. Cool. Chip, what apps do you use on your store, Shopify Plus?
It's funny. We really didn't have a lot of apps prior to COVID. We use HubSpot for email, and HubSpot has both a nice B and a B2C element to it. We use Pixely for user-generated content and find that to be very powerful. And they are continuing to innovate at a pretty rapid clip. There's a company called Instant Search that is phenomenal for search. You can install it, and 20 minutes later, you've got filters based on attributes, and it's been very, very powerful for us.
Excellent. Excellent. Let me launch the second poll question, which is on apps. Okay. Yep. I'm launching it now. So are you confused with too many apps on your web shop? And just like Robbie was confused, he's lucky to have a co-founder who is managing all the apps for the store, and there are too many. So we get a lot of complaints from people that we have like an app for everything. So one of my customers, we were talking to him, and he said that, you know what, Amit, he was selling flowers. Okay, he's in New York and he's selling flowers. I'll tell you the story in a bit. Okay, I'll end the poll. And okay, some people are saying yes, some people are saying no, we're not confused. Cool. So we have a customer in New York. We have a customer in New York. He's selling flowers, and he uses our app. Now he was confused because he was not happy because he was delivering very fancy, very nice bouquet. Let's say somebody's cat dies, so he will send a very nice bouquet to the guy who lost his cat, and very personalized bouquets and all of that. So now on Shopify, they would say the delivery, the it's being shipped. Now he did not want to use the word ship because he's saying, I'm not shipping flowers, I'm delivering flowers. It's the gesture, it has emotions. I'm not shipping something. I'm not. So he wanted to remove the word shipping while he was doing a Shopify, why he was using Shopify. To remove the word shipping and to change it to delivery, he had to use an app for that, so that he could use the word delivery of flowers is on the way, not shipping of the flowers on the way. So for every small things, people have to use apps on Shopify, and they get bogged down. And that's why we thought, when we were developing Enalito 2 years back, we thought, how can we replace 5 apps? So we have email marketing campaigns with us. We can replace Klaviyo. We have SMS marketing, so we can replace CleverTurps. We have on-site personalization. We have predictive analysis, so we can replace Fresh Elements and other web engage kind of apps. So that at least 4 or 5 apps can be replaced by Enalito. Hence, making your all your one single dashboard for a lot of your needs can be basically done by a single app called Enalito. Cool. So let me ask you one question here. Now, what about discounts? Do you think, Allison, do you think discounts get customers?
They're certainly it's gonna entice them to go and purchase just based on some of the ads that we run. So,
Mhm. So yeah, so Robbie, are you a big fan of discounts?
This has been a learning lesson for us, and I feel like when you first start a business, the natural tendency is to try and discount to acquire customers. And you think like, oh, if it's cheaper, you'll acquire a customer. And then what you ultimately learn is that discounts don't sell your product. And if someone wants to buy your product, they don't need a discount in general. Discounts help to do a first little push in the right direction, like maybe a small discount, like 5 or 10%. Like, okay, come check our website out. But the craziest part is talking to a lot of my other friends who have companies as well, is like, if you raise your prices, you usually do more sales, like being quality and actually having a product that you believe in and that is worth the price you're putting on the ticket. People respect that and they want to buy something of quality. So we're kind of in that transitional phase where at first we were like, let's just get any customer, and now we're like, no, we're a premium brand. Let's increase our prices, get the right customer, and actually sell the product for the right reasons. Because we found too, especially with matcha, it's a new product. It's not very it takes a bit to understand why you would buy it and why you would drink it. But we found once people do get the purpose and they understand how to make it, it's very, very valuable. So we kind of have switched that early discounting with early education. And then we do a very small discount. And obviously on subscription, we give people like a discount to subscribe and be a recurring customer in our Tenzo tribe. But that's really the only place we discount, is just for subscription.
Excellent. Early discounting to early education. That's a good piece of advice, Robbie. Uh, Chip, what's your take on discounts?
I love what Robbie said, and what Allison said. They're going to entice people to buy, but you just got to be careful. I think that you can train people to wait for discounts, and we discount very selectively.
Chip, do you know the discounting behavior of your customers? In other words, for example, let's say you have suppose 10,000 customers. Do you know there are these 2,000 customers generally buy only when you give discounts, whereas there are these 3,000 people who does not really care, who don't really care about discounts. They can buy your stuff at a premium price. Do you know which the discounting behavior of each and every customer?
I do not. I do not.
You do not. Allison?
I do not, but I bet you do. I bet Enalito.
Yes, that's right. We are able to understand the discounting behavior of each and every customer. So let's say, and not just that, when the email marketing is being sent out, let's say to 1,000 customers, all of them will get a different discounting coupon. The first customer will buy at 10% discount, he will get 10% coupon. Second customer does not really buy on discounts, he will not get any discounting coupon. So thereby the same product can be sold to different people at different discount percentages, because the discounting behavior of each and every customer is being understood and is being monitored, and based upon that the email marketing campaign are being sent with the right coupon code and right discount percentage. It's very important, because you know what, this is one of the important factors I want to discuss, because a lot of people in the e-commerce industry are discounting left, right, center, 20% discount, 30% discount to all the folks. Same discount is being sent out, and they're losing a lot of money. So profitability, and if you're able to get some more money from some customers by understanding the discounting behavior, if you know this guy does not need discount, he's a rich man, he does not need discount. If that can be understood by an app, that will really help to increase your profitability. All right. There are a lot of people who are now thinking of, that question is to Robbie. Robbie, there are a lot of people who are now thinking of pivoting to e-commerce, as you guys have done. You guys were doing, let's say, restaurants, and Chip was doing chefs, and Allison was doing 90% was her wholesale. A lot of people now are focusing on e-commerce. They want to start their shops yesterday, e-commerce shops yesterday. What would you advise to people who want to venture into e-commerce now? You on mute, Robbie.
I'm muted.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll go again.
Yeah.
That's a good question and a hard question. I think, every day someone waits, it becomes more and more competitive. There's more and more shops opening every day, and all these little niches are kind of coming filled, So I think to really launch a product on the internet, either you need to find something that people are already searching for and that people need. There's a hole, like you can find some like weird kind of in between terms. For example, I have a friend who created a weighted blanket with lavender scent because he found that lavender weighted blankets was a top keyword on Amazon. So that's a place where like the marketplace already exists. Your question before, people are already going there to search, you're going to buy a product, you can find something that people want and need that's missing. Or it's much harder to start a store on Shopify because you're responsible for driving all your own traffic. So that's what, like, really the math equation is like, how many people to get to your website? What's the conversion rate? What's the average cart size? What are you spending to get people there? So if you have really good ways to drive traffic, whether you're an influencer, you have an audience on LinkedIn, you have some way to get people to your website, that's great. But for us, like it took us like 2 years to win the top page on Google for matcha, so it's really a long-term game. It takes a lot of time and it's really slow, terrible process the first couple of years because you just feel like you're doing nothing. You're kind of creeping and crawling along. And then you finally kind of catch stride in some of those network effects and your viral coefficient starts to click, your product starts to click. And I think we're finally just feeling that uplift where it's not like pure running through a brick wall anymore. So I will say it's very tough at first, but if you can push through the first couple of years, it's very worth it and becomes great.
If I ask you a follow-up question on this, Robbie,
Sure.
what you're saying is passion versus need. Okay, so when
Right.
you went into matcha business, did you do this research? How much traffic is coming on Amazon on matcha, or did you just follow your passion that this is what I will do? So passion versus
that's a really good question.
Bobby, you muted yourself. You got to unmute
Dang
yourself.
it. Oh, sorry. That was an accidental click. But that's a good question. I'm a big believer in my gut, so I think it definitely was a mix of passion versus need. And when we first discovered matcha, we did our research and we found Google Trends going up to the right, and we looked at search volumes. We knew it was massive. We saw that matcha has been a product in Japan for 800 years, and we noticed a whole new American market. We said, wow, everyone loves caffeine, but no one here drinks matcha. That was 4 years ago. So, we saw a big hole and we were able to introduce matcha to a lot of Los Angeles, and like over 400 coffee shops didn't have matcha before. We were able to walk in and teach them how to make it and offer to their customers. So for us, I do think it was a balance, but we literally like found matcha and within 48 hours had the name Tenzo and built a Shopify store. So we kind of just like saw the opportunity and went for it before we really knew what we were getting ourselves into, which I would say ignorance is bliss in that sense, because you're not like thinking too far ahead. You're kind of just taking what needs to come at the right time, and you're not solving problems right in front of you versus thinking like, how am I going to make $1 billion company from day one? Kind of have to let it come.
Excellent. Robbie, how many SKUs do you have?
We operate pretty small, actually. So not like Chip has a couple hundred. We have 4 main SKUs we sell for wholesale, 4 different types of blends of matcha, organic, conventional, and then 2 grades for each organic, conventional. And then for online, we have only 1 type of matcha, which is our organic ceremonial, that we sell in 3 different sizes. And then we have 10 pieces of teaware. So I think we operate under like 25 SKUs. And we really like this. That was a huge thought for us too. And there's a lot of companies that have come and gone in the matcha space trying to do too much. They try and have all these drinks and flavors with a huge up cost. And we really wanted to just perfect selling matcha, and not sugarcoat it with for one, sugar or flavors or anything. We wanted to get a blend that people loved. And that was also a really hard battle for us because it was really hard to sell just matcha at first, because no one knew what it was and no one got why they needed it. So yeah, we're very, very low number of SKUs though, which is
Excellent.
nice for me operationally.
Yep. Keep it lean, huh?
Yeah, super lean.
Yeah. Allison, you're selling, you were doing wholesale and now you're focusing on your website. Do you consider selling on Amazon?
We do have products on Amazon, but the only way I could rationalize it is if it were their discontinued designs or something separate, totally different. Otherwise, I'm going to get retailers calling me going, what? You know, so, and we're already competing with them too. So, I mean, then that's bad too. My goal is just to not get a lot of angry phone calls from retailers. That has been the goal. So now, so yeah, that's my response to retailers. We're like, well, that's discontinued. Like you can't go anywhere. So yeah, we do have products on Amazon.
Chip, what do you suggest? Should somebody like you who has 300 SKUs, who's sourcing products from 300 people, should somebody like you be selling on Amazon as well?
Well, we don't source from 300 different providers, but
Okay.
we do SKUs.
Okay.
But no, we sell on Amazon.
You do?
But when we launch new products, we typically hold them back for 30, 60 days so that it drives more traffic to our Spiceology.com.
Excellent.
But there are buyers that just buy on Amazon. That's where they buy. And not going to change their behavior. So you either come to them or you forego them. And so our calculus is we'd rather have them. And once they get to know the product, they fall in love, and then they're going to come seek it out and be part of the early adopters for those new products.
Cool. So what you're suggesting is if you have new products, you launch on your website first and hold on to Amazon for a while. That's a good strategy. Thank you so much for sharing it. I mean, thank you very much. Before we end, we got about 5-10 minutes to go. I'll have a last round of questions to you guys. Let me start with Robbie. Robbie, there are a bunch of people. You said they should be looking at the need first and how much traffic is coming. I want to ask you, what drives you? What are your values which drive you as an entrepreneur? Or what values an entrepreneur should have? For example, let's say the values that we have in Enalito is that we are a go-getter. We want to make our customers our fans. You know, customers come and go. Clients stay with you for a long time, little long time, and fans love you. How do you make your customers your fans? How do you transition your customers to your fans? What values do you have that help you make your customers your fans?
Yeah, great question. We're really founded in the belief of just making the world a better place. And I think Tenzo for me is kind of the first step in that journey. Our whole team's really young. We're all under 30 years old. So we're all kind of learning and growing together. But we really just feel that Tenzo is extremely valuable, and it does make people's lives better. It makes them healthier. It makes them more energetic. It makes them happier. It uplifts people's spirits, So in that sense, we kind of work on the notion that we are making the world a better place every day, every cup we sell. So that really gives us a lot of fuel, and especially we also just drink a lot of matcha, so a lot of caffeine. So that also helps, But yeah, I think. Remind me your question one more time. Did I hit it?
Yes. So to an extent, yes. So basically, what you're saying is you need to have a bigger goal. Yeah. How do you make an impact? How do you make your customers your fans?
Yeah. So to make a customer a fan, I think it's all about having a great product and a great experience, especially for us, green tea powder is like wine. There's a lot of varieties and there's a lot of levels and quality, but for us, we want to make an amazing quality product that it hits all the values of a customer, great flavor, great experience, great, feeling. And then we pair that with your brand values and like this uplifting, energetic, happy, share it with your friends feeling. And then when you get that box in the mail, it's not just green tea powder. It's Tenzo, and this whole experience that customers are able to dive into and really like just enjoy. So I think, once you can separate yourself and build that brand value and have customers, when they think of Tenzo, they think of this experience and this energy and this environment. They don't think of just the product. I think that's how you create a fan to the customer.
Excellent, excellent. Having a bigger vision, not just thinking about profitability or growth, having a bigger vision, let's say, for the world, for the universe, to make it a better place and make people more healthy, and some of this, and building a brand that they can resonate with. Good health, good spirit, fitness is an excellent way to think, an excellent vision to have. Thank you so much, Robbie.
Yeah, of course.
Allison, what's your take on that? How do you what are you doing to make your customers your fans? What's your bigger vision? What's the bigger vision for you? What bigger vision do you carry?
I think the biggest compliment that I can get is when a customer reorders. So it's providing a product that either is selling for the retailers or that the end customers, they love so much that now they want a collection of 12. So I guess it's putting enough love into your product and pride and making sure that it's, when I tell my retailer, hey, I think you should have this product, it's going to sell. And then believing that and then having them actually sell it and then reorder. I mean, that's what makes them fans. The proof that when if you're going to wear a shred, you look beautiful, you feel beautiful, you get excited about it, or you're a store and you're selling them. And then I get that phone call. It's like, oh my gosh, we sold like 20 today. And that's just awesome. So that's when I know that we're doing a good job. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Chip, final words from you, and then maybe we'll ask you guys to ask questions among yourself. Let's say Chip wants to ask a question to Allison, or Robbie wants to ask a question to Chip. You guys can do that. But before we do that, Chip, what's your take on the bigger vision for the company? What's the bigger vision for you?
World domination. Look, we
just make it up right now.
No, I only am half in jest. I think there's an opportunity for smaller companies that focus on quality and doing things right. I think that the big CPG brands, they have some strengths. They have distribution, they have shelf space, but they have decaying brands. And for those smaller companies that really believe in what they're doing, and they build a strong brand, and they never waver from quality and making sure that they delight every customer, there's an opportunity. And we see the opportunity like many others out there, and we're having fun just going after it.
Excellent. Do you guys want to ask a question among yourself? Do you have a question to one another?
Yeah, what are you doing for social media? I mean, I am struggling with just different companies and just, it's been horrible to just try out. And I've worked with companies in California and New York, and it's just like, I don't know. Is it in-house, or you have a company? I mean, what are you doing?
We do it. We have a really strong marketing organization. Our VP of marketing is a savant. She's amazing, and I wish I could give you some magic, little blue pill that you could take that does it. But it's a combination of a lot of things. But most important, you need a brand that resonates, and that I like to say, when people see our brand, when they see our product, when they see the simplicity and the beauty, it makes them smile. But when they try the product, they fall in love, and you got to have both. So you got to have something that captures their interest, that gets them to want to try it. And then when they do try it, you got to delight them. And then they become your biggest fans, and they're sharing with their friends, and they're sharing on social media. They're proud of what they're doing. So,
cool. That's awesome. Go you. Very cool.
I have a question for you.
Nowadays. Yeah.
What's that, Robbie?
Instagram, and it's gotten much harder, 5 or 10 years ago, you could just post every day and you'd grow an audience. And now it's really competitive for people's eyeballs.
So my question to you, Allison, is more of a statement. Good on you for your pivot in like coming up with things that kids can do at home. When you launch that, let me know. I will absolutely. I've got three kids at home, and I think that's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. We'll see. I was like, oh man, we can't do these kits within our fashion accessory line, because then but at this point I'm like, no, like we gotta do what's gonna sell, and yeah. So yeah.
At the same time too, Allison, that everyone's so familiar with the amount of waste that the clothing industry produces every year. So I feel you guys are really on to a huge movement and massive opportunity just in terms of messaging and all the variety of products you can create, upcycling, fabric. It's a really special field to be in. So I think you got it,
Come on.
Gotta see it through. Just gotta see it through.
Yeah, lean in heavily on that.
I have one question for you, Chip, while we're here. You guys are becoming a market leader. There's obviously these huge incumbent brands that have been in there forever. How do you think about, I guess, eating the big fish or battling a company? I don't want to bring in here, but I also know Spice Gods is like a big competitor, So how do you guys think about your growth in relation to these massive players? You are a massive player now, but in terms of seizing the market, we're kind of in that spot too, where in the last year it's become more competitive. There's people catching up to us, entering the market. How do you think about separating yourselves and ultimately winning?
Candidly, we don't look at the competition. We just focus on what we're doing.
Love that.
What we're going to do. And if we start spending too much time analyzing what other people are doing, we're going to come off course. We know what our North Star is, and we're following it aggressively. And it's a huge market. There's so much opportunity out there. I don't consider the big guys competitors. I mean, and I don't think they consider us a competitor. I think that in 2, 3, 4 years time, we continue to execute, then we will become more relevant. But we're just having fun doing what we're doing, and we're just going to keep doing it.
That's great. That's really good to hear, and good advice too for a young entrepreneur. Just keeping on the path,
I would love to sync up with you later about your subscription business.
Yeah.
We're launching our first subscription in 2 months.
Congratulations. It's a huge step. Yeah, let's definitely chat about that.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Robbie, Chip, and Allison. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts so nicely, so honestly, so impromptu. You did not think twice before sharing your secrets, sharing your strategies. You guys are such givers. Thank you again. For lack of words, please accept my sincere thanks. It was great to hear from you. We will be in touch for our future sessions as well. Thank you so much. Thank you again.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.